for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and introduce you to Blockmate, a very innovative venture incubator that's listed in Canada, the US, and the Frankfurt exchanges. In Canada, we are MATE, and we are building blockchain businesses and also exploring opportunities in the fast-growing climate technology industry. We build blockchain-focused companies, and we capitalize on our team's track record in crypto, Banksa, Apollo Capital, and others. And we access knowledge and assets across its unique crypto ecosystem to maximize opportunities. We are the foundational team who start and incubate blockchain businesses where we see a market opportunity and where we can leverage our experience and networks. We seed these new opportunities with people and capital to a point where they can be self-sufficient with their own team and external capital. We look for liquidity events for our businesses as the way to create shareholder value. So the team that's behind Blockmate, and we're only at a $10 million market cap with exciting businesses, but so much more in the pipeline. Dominic Carrozza, founder of Banksa and Apollo. Banksa is a fiat to crypto on-ramp. Within a couple of years, they grew from zero to up a run rate of $2 billion worth of transactions that were onboarding from fiat into crypto. And off the back of that success, Dominic has become a well-respected entrepreneur in the Web3 industry and has chosen Blockmate as his vehicle for incubating further blockchain opportunities. The first of these opportunities is HighVelo. HighVelo has built an app to bridge the millions of obsolete hardware devices to Web3 protocols. These protocols, such as Helium, Mysterium, and other, which are the modern telecommunications infrastructure, you might have heard of DeFi. Well, this area of Web3 is called DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. And these protocols pay lucrative rewards for those device points of presence to create decentralized communication networks. HighVelo charges a 30% platform fee of all mining rewards generated. The next, and that project will start within the next month. The next project, which is a great example of the next evolution of Blockmate, whereby organizations with sophisticated technologies, in Sonified's case, they have 30 patents for their solar sensors, and they have chosen Blockmate to partner with them to launch their solar token, to launch the world's first solar energy oracle token. And this will help digitize solar energy to create a very transparent and efficient market with solar energy. With HighVelo, as you can see, we have simplified Web3 mining to the point where the users that we can target, which could be in developing countries such as Africa, Southeast Asia, where $20 a month would be a very significant passive income for them to enjoy on their laptop or on a small CPU. We have designed a system with two main benefits. One, it's 3 simple steps where they just download an app. And the other benefit is that they don't need to know anything about crypto. If the crypto protocols that we choose doesn't succeed, we will just switch to the next crypto. So this is a revolutionary approach, which we call bring your own device, rather than the standard Web3 process where people have to buy a dedicated protocol hardware, such as a Helium hotspot, which cost about $300. And once the Helium price fell, there are a million hotspots where people don't know what to do with that device. And that happened to us. And so that stimulated us to create this exciting model where people can use their own laptops and switch from protocol to protocol based on which delivers the return. But they don't have to worry about any of that. All they have to do is download the app and we will deliver them the best return. As you can see, $10 million market cap. It's taken us some time to consolidate and to find a better home for our midpoint asset, which we recently announced. And off the back of the recent capital raising, which we've just announced a few minutes ago, where we've raised another $820,000, that's been an opportunity for people to hear this best kept secret, hear our story, and you can see there's been an uptick in the share price. This is the team that I alluded to before. I mentioned Dominic Carrozza. I'm Justin Rosenberg, born in South Africa, grew up in Australia, and I've been in Toronto the last 3 years. And our CFO, Constantine, who is in Vancouver. This is the rest of our board. And I encourage all of you, please, to go to our website at blockmate.com. Please enter your email address. We know that this story takes a while to understand. All you really need to take away is that this team is a lot bigger than the $10 million market cap. We have a lot of opportunity in the pipeline, and we would like to build an investor community with you and tell you about what Blockmate's doing, and also tell you about these revolutionary industries in which we're operating. Now I'll hand it over to questions.
Thank you, Justin, for your time. There's a few questions here. The first one, let me see, coming from Paul P. He is asking, in terms of blockchain opportunities, Web3, NFTs, or mixed AI are the most attractive business opportunity?
So it's a great question. We are very focused. We do not come from crypto originally. We come from business building, particularly in the SaaS area. And we are passionate about making the world a better place, helping technology to make the world a better place, add value, and build real businesses over the long term. We will not be distracted by fads, by play to earn like Axie Infinity. We are about substantial businesses. So we currently are not interested in NFTs. And so across the Web3 landscape, we have really identified DePIN as the area that is building significant value for communities and relates to real hardware delivering internet connectivity, digital storage like decentralized AWS, VPN sharing, etc. These are the telecommunications projects of the future, solar energy as well. So we are not currently looking at NFT, play to earn, anything that is not building significant infrastructure value for the communities around the world.
So the next one coming from Freddie M is asking, will the bank crisis benefit the overall crypto market? So what's your thoughts on that one?
Again, we do not speculate on the rise and fall of crypto. We are in this business for the long term. Off the record, people can ask us for our personal opinions, but as a corporate opinion, we're building business for the long term, and now is a fantastic time to be building businesses because we think we're closer to the bottom than the top of crypto, and that's when one should be building and investing in a sector. And so this is a very exciting time. We liken it to 2003 in the SaaS and tech time post the tech wreck. And so now is the time to be building and thinking long term.
Great. And this next question coming from Raheem is that, hi, Justin, your stock price seems to be quite cheap right now. Any reasons why?
So absolutely. So the history of the company was a company called Midpoint, which was a fiat-based foreign currency payments company. And we recently announced that we have done a deal to give effectively 85% of that company to a global payments provider. Our stock price fell over the, let's say, 12 months or more down to the recent lows off the back of Midpoint not performing as an asset. And so we're very pleased that we have now done this deal to stem the burn from Midpoint. And in the last week, people have seen a significant increase, but it's just the beginning in the share price.
Indeed. And he's asking from Grace this question, what are the insiders' ownership here for this company?
It's significant. So you have Dominic Carrozza, and also the CEO of HighVelo, who is Andrew Smith, who founded Banxa, was one of the co-founders with Dominic, and then co-founded HighVelo with Dominic. You've also got the former CEO of Midpoint, Derek Ivany, and between those three and other directors, it's at least 20 to 30% ownership of Blockmate. So there's and in this recent placement, it was actually underwritten by those directors, and they have taken a significant stake in this recent $820,000 placement.
And another question coming from Jude. He's asking, could you talk a bit more about your team's track record?
Sure. So Dominic, Andrew, and I are all originally Australian. Dominic and Andrew live in Amsterdam, and I live in Toronto. This is the origin of the name Blockmate, mate being an Australian term. And Dominic is well known in Australia, having launched a software-only tech startup in 1996 when he was 20-something, and he's been founding such companies ever since. So several companies in the Web2 space, and then more recently been heavily involved in the Web3 space. And I mentioned before, the most notable one being Banxa, which is one of the leading fiat to crypto on-ramps. And as a result, because Banxa not only plugs its API into the leading the top 100 crypto exchange and wallets to do the on-ramp, they've recently started doing the on-ramp directly for the Web3 projects. And that means that Dominic gets access to a very broad range, as we all do, as being part of the Banxa ecosystem. We get access to all of these Web3 projects. So that track record has been incredibly valuable. He also founded Apollo Capital, and Apollo Capital rocketed up to being one of the top funds before the crypto, like a couple of years ago, gave one of the best returns in the world. This was the Apollo Capital performance. They're still around today. They've survived the crypto crash, and are still operating well. So that's the track record.
Okay. And one question here from Paul here. What do you feel about the blockchain development and business landscape will be look like in 1 year or 1 to 2 years from now on?
It's a fantastic question. As I mentioned before, I think we're closer to the bottom. And so I think we'll see an uptick certainly certainly by 2024. What does that look like? As you can see from our commitment, we think DeepIn is a key sector to watch. We think, first of all, if we look back to what happened, you had the star of DeepIn originally, Helium, grew to 1 million nodes of decentralized wireless. It was the fastest growing wireless rollout of all time. And that showed everybody the power of decentralized rollouts. So we think even though Helium pivoted and has shifted from long PHY to mobile, to 5G, and we think it'll be interesting to see their rebound and their expansion in 5G, but there will be countless other protocols that will be in DeepIn and of course in the other decentralized sectors. So I think it is absolutely essential for people to keep an eye on this space and to watch for significant rollouts to come. And we're confident whether it's storage, connectivity, and other telecommunications projects, it's definitely worth watching.
One last question here from Wayne is asking about financing. Are you do any financing, raising any capital, and if so, how much?
So, as I mentioned before, we've just closed and announced today an $820,000 raising. I will say that in addition to blockchain, in my introduction, I also mentioned that we are very committed to climate change. And we have been researching and attending conferences that are very interesting technology in this space. So further to our relationship with Sonified, we have expanded our interest outside of blockchain and towards energy storage solutions and battery storage solutions. And we see that there is a very exciting opportunity due to the shortage of battery storage. And we are exploring this area as and when we secure agreements in this area. We expect to do a $1 million placement at that time. So potentially within this year.
Okay. So thank you, Justin, for addressing all the questions from the audience.
Great pleasure. Thank you for having me, Gilbert, and the team.
Great. Thank you for your time.